Hi children, good morning. Hope you all are fine and enjoying the classes. Okay, there is a lot of difference between the students nowadays. They are pushing the works more, but still a few more students are there to do the required work done. I hope there will be a change in your life. So today we will go to social studies 10th class ma. Okay, let's open your page ma. In the previous class we have completed the chapter 4 ma. Chapter 4 has been completed. Today we will see chapter 5 ma. Chapter 4 is Climate of India. Climate of India. So today, chapter 5 will be very interesting. Ma. So shall we go to chapter 5 today? Indian rivers and water resources. Indian rivers and water resources. Take out to page number 58, ma. Page 58, students. This will be very interesting for you, ma. And I hope you all enjoy it a lot. So, here now, take your pencils, ma. So, when I tell you to underline, students. So, we just started as day 12. Day 12. Okay, ma? Right. So actually, Indian rivers and water resources. So India, there are many rivers which flow throughout the year, ma. Flow throughout the year. Some rivers are flowing throughout the year. The main causes are why? Because the Himalayas. Because of the Himalayas are the main cause for the rivers to flow throughout the year. Throughout the year. Okay. That's why crops are cultivated very easily. Why? Because water supply is more in India. We are very lucky to get the water supply in India. The drainage of India has developed and adjusted itself with the evolution of the three physiographic units. What are the three units, sir? The three units are underlined. First one is Himalayas. The main causes for water to be flowing throughout the year in India are the three causes. The first cause is Himalayas. The second cause is the Peninsula Plateau. The third cause is the Indo-Gangetic Plain. These are the main causes for India to have water throughout the year. Water throughout the year. What are three causes? Again a little bit. Himalayas, Peninsula Plateau, Indo-Gangetic Plain. So these are underlined. Himalayas, Peninsula Plateau and Indo-Gangetic Plain. On the basis of its origin, the drainage system of India can be broadly divided into two categories. So again, what happened? The Indian drainage system can be broadly divided into two categories. Two categories. What are the two categories are? First category is the Himalayan rivers. The second category is the peninsular rivers. The Himalayan rivers, the rivers which flow with the help of the Himalayas. Himalayas the ice. Okay. First category, the two categories are, first is Himalayan rivers and second is the peninsular rivers. So first of all, we will say about the Himalayan rivers. The Himalayan rivers belong to three principal systems. So the Himalayan rivers, mainly they belong to the three principal systems. What are the three principal systems? First is the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra. The Himalayan rivers are Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. What are three rivers again? I am telling you all students, this is very important for you all. 4 marks question guarantee for you all. First river is the Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. These three rivers belong to the Himalayan rivers. These rivers are start from almost the same region within a few kilometers. They all start from the same area, only a few kilometers difference of each separated by water divides. They start from almost the same place. From where they start? All start from the Himalayan areas only. But only a few water divides. The first flow parallel to the main axis of mountains. So the first flow towards the mountains in a parallel shape. Then they take a sudden bend towards the south, cutting through the massive mountains. So once they go towards the south, then they bend going towards the massive is large mountains, big mountains chain to reach the northern Indian plains. So from here they reach the northern India plains. In the process they have carved out deep V shape. So the Himalayan rivers are all having V shape valleys. This is well exhibited by Indus and the Brahmaputra. So V shape is well exhibited, shown by which rivers? Two rivers. Which two rivers? The Indus and the Brahmaputra. The Himalayan rivers are perennial rivers. What do you mean by perennial rivers? Perennial rivers flowing throughout the year. These are called as perennial rivers. So what do you mean by perennial rivers? Rivers which flow throughout the years. This is because the rivers are supplied on rainfall as well as melting snow. So main cause is the rivers are supplied with plenty rainfall and melting snow. So the Himalayan rivers, the Himalayas are covered with snow. And when the heat comes there, what happens? The snow melts. And when the snow melts, I find this is melting point. The solid change into liquid. So what happened? The snow or the ice, the glaciers, when they are the solid form, they change to liquid form in the water. So that's why, first of all, the two causes for the Himalayan rivers to be perennial. First one is rainfall, and second is this melting snow. That's why the Himalayan rivers are having water throughout the year. And what are the three rivers the Himalayan rivers are? Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. What ma? The Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra are the Himalayan rivers. So come to the Indus system. The Indus originates in the north. The Indus starts where? In the north slopes of the Kailas range in Tibet. So where it starts, ma? The Indus River starts in the Kailas river in Tibet near Lake Manasovar. It follows a northwesterly course to Tibet. It enters Indian territory. It enters Indian territory. Underline ma. It enters Indian territory in Jammu and Kashmir. Where ma? It enters way to Jammu and Kashmir. This area ma. Kashmir. The main tributaries of Indus are the main tributaries of the Indus in India. Indus enters India. How it enters? It enters to Jammu and Kashmir. So it has tributaries. What are the tributaries in India? Jhelum, Chenab. So the main what they call as? They call as the tributaries of Indus. The tributaries of Indus are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Base and Satellite. These are the tributaries of Indus in India. Once more, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Base and Satellite. It covers Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Himachal Pradesh. So which one? Which river ma? The Indus River. The Indus River, it covers Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Himachal Pradesh states of India. So it covers Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Himachal Pradesh states of India. Coming to Ganga, the longest river. The Ganga system. The Ganga has twin sources. So there is just a single source. This has two sources. The main one is the Gangotri glacier. So first one is the Gangotri. What ma? The main source is the Ganga. The main source is the Gangotri glacier, where it is called as the Bhagirathi. It's called as the Bhagirathi. The other one is Santopat glacier, northwest of Badrinath. It starts where? Northwest of Badrinath, where it is called as Alakananda. It's called as Alakananda. The two at Devrang to form the Ganga that emerges from the hills of Haridwar. It's all the holy places. That's why they say river Ganga is a holy river. Why is river Ganga called a holy river? Because it's flowing through all the holy places. Haridwar. The Ganga is joined by a large number of tributaries. So the Ganga will be joined by a large number of tributaries. So we'll see. A majority of them originate in the Himalayan ranges. So most of them originate where? Originate in the Himalayan ranges. But some of them have their sources in the peninsular plateau. So majority starts in the Himalayan ranges, whereas other sources are where? Starts in the peninsular plateau. So we saw that is why we say the river Ganga is the longest and the holiest river. What it cause? Because it is flowing through all the holy places. So that's why we say river Ganga is a very holy river. So today we saw about the Indus, we saw about Ganga. So tomorrow we will see about what? About the Brahmaputra. So these are three rivers. Out of the three Himalayan rivers, we saw about the Indus, Ganga and the Brahmaputra. Indus, Ganga and the Brahmaputra. So students, we will see about the Indus, Ganga, we are completed. Brahmaputra is pending one. Then again when we go to the peninsular rivers, we will see this topic is very interesting, my students. Okay, ma. So this is what today we have told you about the Indian rivers and what are the sources. What are the Himalayan rivers? The Himalayan rivers are Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Coming again, the thing India has employed, the three physical units are Himalayas, peninsular plateau and Indo-Gangetic plain. So these are the main sources for water supply in India. What are the main sources? The main sources are Himalayas, Peninsular Plateau and Indo-Gangetic plain. So today we saw about the Himalayan rivers. Again we will see tomorrow about the Indo-Gangetic plain also. But here again what happened? The drainage system of India is divided into two types. What are the two types? Himalayan rivers and the peninsular rivers. Indian rivers and the peninsular rivers. So this is what today we are going through, students. And remember one thing more, this lesson is very important for you all. So if you like any doubts, you can call me anytime, those students. Don't worry. So today what are about now? So the third question in this topic is not explained to you all, but I'll just today I'll do it as your homework. Read it two times as day 11, day 12. Which one? Page number 70, third question. This question is not explained to you all, but I'll go through it. So when I explain the lesson to you all, it'll be easy to understand. Am I clear, students? So today your homework is page number 70, third question. Read the question answer two times, and read the lesson. Don't waste time. Read the lesson, understand the lesson. Any doubts, you can contact me anytime. I'll be very happy to help my students at any time. Okay, regarding the syllabus topic itself. Okay, ma'am. So do post your homeworks without fail. Write the date and the name of the lesson without fail. We need handwriting. Take care, students. Enjoy the day, ma'am.